guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Michelle. Thank you for going on this Operation Debt Free journey with me. This is a quick video. This is one of the bonus videos. I just wanted to, because as we're going through this journey, sometimes going through the journey, it seems kind of slow. So as we're going through the journey, we're going to also look at other things that may come or that already come or that we can talk about while we're on this journey. So this video right quick is going to be about the stuff you get in the mail. Now, if you're like me, if you have a lot of debt, you get a lot of pre-approval letters. You get a lot of letters in the mail that said, hey, you're pre-approved for X amount of dollars. This one here is from Debt Hutch. And it says, my husband's name, you're pre-approved. You know, it gives you like a scenario of what your current situation could look like and what your new situation could look like and how much you can save per month. So he got one from Debt Hunch. We got one, and I got one from Debt Hunch. Then we got another one from Proper Funding, credit card consolidation offer. Gives us what our existing minimum payment is versus what the new minimum payment is. And of course, they're doing calculations based off of what they think you have as far as credit card debt and stuff like that. You know, you have a apply online, a personal invitation code. Then we get these every day. I get something like this on the daily. If it's not one day, I may get one day I have nothing, then the next day I get something, next day I get something, next day I get something. Almost every day of the week, we're getting some type of solicitation to do debt consolidation. It's basically your credit card debt consolidation. Or even, I think we received something about refinancing our mortgage in order to pull out some money in some of the equity so that we can pay off our debts. We also received let's see here. I wanted to share something with you. Here's another one from Liberty Financial One, up to $45,000 as an example. You can use it to pay off you can take it to a personal loan to pay off high interest credit card debt. Do you get those in the mail? What do you do with them? Do you shred them? Has anybody ever used one? I think, if I'm not mistaken, like years ago, either I did it or I looked into it. I may have done it. I think I did call into somewhere to do some credit counseling, some credit consolidation. I think I did go through with that. I vaguely remember doing something like that. It was like in my early 20s when I did that. I remember talking to somebody on the phone about debt consolidation. I don't know, how does it affect your credit? That's something I want to know. Does debt consolidation affect your credit? I think the company I had dealt with at that time, they was going to pay the money directly to the creditors, and then they would, so the money goes directly to them and pay it off, and then you would just pay the people back. I think these companies here, they actually give you the money. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like they will give you the money into your account, and then you go and pay off those credit cards, and then you start paying on this. And so the monthly payment may be a little bit less or equal to what you're currently paying as far as your debt consolidation, but this is supposed to get you as far as all of your credit card debt. But this is just credit card debt. This doesn't include like student loans. It doesn't include the car loans. It doesn't include other loans outside of credit. This is just credit card debt. So if I take out another loan and consolidate all my credit cards, would that be worth it? Is it worth doing? I heard on one show where they were talking about credit and debt, they mentioned if you're going to do if you're going to do a debt consolidation loan, you have to be disciplined enough to pay the debt off and don't use those cards again. Don't go back in it, because then if you do, you're going to have that debt consolidation loan and you're back on credit cards. So now you're paying back more if you're not disciplined enough. Some people say it's okay to do it if you're disciplined enough to do it. Now, if they say I can pay off my credit card balances in 4 years as opposed to another one where I'm paying it's going to take me 20 years to pay off, I think I probably would. It's something, I mean, I get them all the time. I haven't entertained them, but if there's anybody here watching, if you've done a debt consolidation loan and paid off your credit card debt, or did you pay off any other debt on top of that? Or like, how did that work out for you? Did you find yourself getting back into debt? Have you stayed out of debt? Did you cut up your credit cards? Did you cancel your credit cards? Like, how did that work out for you? What did it do for your credit report? Does it show, like, even though you get a loan on there and then you pay off the credit cards, does it like balance it out so your credit score doesn't change? And speaking of credit score, do you know what your credit score is? I use Credit Karma. I know most people are not a fan of Credit Karma in the financial world, but I use it as a free free app just to gauge what it shows. It has TransUnion and Equifax on there. I do have a free account with Experian, so I can go to my Experian account to check and see what Experian says my credit score is. And so usually what I find with Credit Karma is that my score is a little bit lower than what it actually is in real life. I mean, it is real life. But when somebody goes and pulls my credit report to actually provide me with credit, I noticed that my score that they pulled is higher than my Credit Karma score. And I know there's different scoring techniques. You got Vantage score, and you got some other scoring where different entities and even the 3 major credit bureaus, how they calculate your credit score. But even with that whole credit score, I've heard of some information on what the credit bureaus is really for. So it's got its whole little story behind the credit bureaus as well. So, but right now I'm just talking about these. Know what your credit score is. If you don't have Credit Karma, or go and set up a free Experian account just to check your credit. If you haven't checked your credit yet in a while, go and check it. You can do annual free credit, freecreditreport.com to get a copy of all 3 of your credit reports to make sure there's nothing on there that doesn't belong to you. Okay. And then if it is something on there that doesn't belong to you, it needs to come off. So, but, so I get these debt consolidation letters, right? And then I get something else in the mail. Okay, here's another one. Sorry, Simple Path. Simple Path, you're pre-selected for a personal loan that you can take advantage of. You know, gives you that information. And then another Prosper. Didn't I have a Prosper? A Proper funding. And now you have Prosper funding up to $50,000. Debt consolidation loan, you can request from $2,000 to $50,000, fixed rate, with the rate ranges are from 6.99 to 35.99%. I think there was something on here at a 0% interest and 0 down. And pay off your debt in 48 months or less. Oh, that's interesting. I guess you have an opportunity to get a 0% debt consolidation. I wonder what your credit score has to be for that. That's the first I've seen that had a 0% interest. Maybe I'll check it out and see what it says. Proper funding, you have 3.85% as the number they have here. Here you have as low as 4.95%. There may be a credit score that you may need to have for that. So yeah, looking at these, and then I get these in the mail. Have you ever gotten these in the mail? A live check, right? It says this is a loan. This is a loan, so you can actually cash this check. Mariner Finance is sending us a check for $1,200. Now, we've had a loan with Mariner Finance in the past. We had got it was supposed to be an auto loan, but it was recording as a personal loan for some reason on my credit report. But we got a loan to get a vehicle, and it was a used vehicle, and that vehicle ended up breaking down on us a month after we got it, but we still had to pay the loan off. So the car was just sitting there, a lemon sitting on the side of the road, until we were able to scrap it for cash or whatever. But we yeah, we had it about a month and it went out on us. And I personally, before that, when I lived back in California, I had bought a used car. It lasted me about 2 weeks. At least I paid cash for it, but it lasted about 2 weeks, and then it was gone. And so, and I think that's why my husband wanted something newer or new-ish as opposed to an older used car, just because of the experiences we've had with older used cars. So anyway, with Married Finance, this is a live check, and I can actually sign the back of this check and cash it. And then I put myself in a loan situation. So you want to know what the APR is? The annual percentage rating for this is 34. I think you can see that. 34.20%. That feels like rape, guys. That feels like rape. So I borrowed $1,200. I end up paying back $1,673. So I paid $473 in interest over a 2-year period. And then you got to look and see, do you have a prepayment? It looks like you have a prepayment finance charge. If you pay back the loan within 90 days. Oh, no. Sorry, I read that wrong. You actually, oh, never mind. I read that wrong. That's not a prepayment. That's something else. That's why you got to read the fine print. And you got to read it and make sure you understand it. That's why not just knowing how to read, but knowing how to comprehend what you're reading is so important. It's so important. So we have that one. Then we have another one. This is a real check. First Franklin Financial. I don't know if you can see that. First Franklin Financial. I remember dealing with First Franklin when I first started to establish my credit back when I was like 19, 20 years old. I think I got something with First Franklin. I think I bought a wash and dry. I did something with First Franklin. I think I just borrowed the money just to like establish some credit. So this is a live check. This check is for $2,100. So this check was for $1,200. Now this one is reverse the numbers. Now it's $2,100. So you can actually sign the back of the check and deposit it. You sign it here and you deposit it, and now you're under a contract to pay this money back. It shows here that the interest rate is 35.96%, 35.96%, and you'll be paying back over $600 in finance charges to borrow $2,100. So you got 34.20%, 35.96%, and this one you have to pay back in 18 months. So overall, you would have paid $2,747 to borrow $2,100. And then we got another one from Tower Loan, for $2,500. $2,503.93 is written back here too. $2,509.03. So you got a $1,200 loan, a $1,200 check, a $2,100 check, and a $2,500 check. If you cash it, you'll be enrolling into the program. And this interest rate is 36.99%. So you'll pay interest of $661 of interest. And then it tells you what your total payback will be. Your total payments will be $3,165. So, and then you have to pay this back over 15 months. So, my question to you, I've heard it said too that the first way to establish wealth, or the first step to creating wealth, is not to get out of debt first. From another individual that talked about that, because like I said before, you have different philosophies on how to get out of debt, right? So you're trying to figure out which one works for us. So he mentioned that the first step to creating wealth is not getting out of debt, is actually taking the debt or borrowing to create an asset to pay off the debt. So I've heard of people like they had enough money to like pay off something. So instead of paying that thing off, say it was $10,000, instead of paying that $10,000 to pay off that debt, they took the $10,000, they put it into a piece of real estate, they put it into something, an asset vehicle. And once that thing started to make money, they used that thing to pay on the debt. Now, this is an example. It's not cheap debt, but sometimes they say it doesn't matter how much a debt costs as long as you pay it back faster, as long as you're using the money to create an asset. Now, bad debt is using your credit card to go on a vacation, or using your credit card to get your hair and your nails done, or using your credit card to buy clothes. Good debt is borrowing money to create a business or an asset that's going to bring money back. It's still a risk involved. There's still risk, because even with my husband's personal training business, which currently right now is on pause, we used our personal credit cards to buy some of the equipment and to paint this back wall here. We painted this wall. We put that letter P up there. We bought these exercise thingies. We bought these things and other stuff I'm in the gym now. I'm in the gym now doing this video. So we used our personal credit cards to buy some of the equipment in here to be able to get our company stood up, to get it going. The startup cost to start it up. He has had a few clients, and now he's currently not working with any clients. We're in the new year, and we're revamping the whole thing, and I'm going to figure out how we're going to use this fingerprint fitness and nutrition we're going to restart it basically. So in March it'll be 2 years since we've had the company, but it's something that we're working on, getting it back up and going. Now, with that, would you take these checks, deposit them, use the money, and invest it into an asset so that you can have that asset that's going to start bringing in income, and then use that income to pay off your debts? Let me know what you would do in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like the channel so that you can be updated whenever I post a new video, and you can come and check us out and continue to follow our debt journey process and follow along with me. Let me know, do you get these in the mail too? Do you get all these debt consolidation letters in the mail? They want you to consolidate your credit card. You can't consolidate other stuff, just your credit card, right? Or if you own a home, do you get refinance letters to say pull some equity out of your house to pay off your credit card debt? Do you get those offers? Has anybody ever actually done those offers? I know they've been done, because they wouldn't be sending this out if it didn't work. And it's very tempting, because they send this stuff all the time, and I keep seeing it, I keep shredding it. I try not to put my eyes on it. I try to bounce my eyes so I don't get caught up in something if it don't feel right, if it don't seem right. I don't know. I still question it. And it may be a good thing, but I still question it. Have you looked into it? Do you know any details? Can you let me know? Put it in the comments below. Thank you so much for taking this time to share with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.